Hello everyone, my name is Chris McIntosh. I help teach the capstone courses. Today we're talking about how to create a sequence task list for your project. We're working on the project proposal portion of your capstone. Last time we talked about how to create a work breakdown structure list for your project. Today we will talk about how to create a sequence task list, and project timeline. You should be addressing any feedback on your assignments and pasting updated content in the appropriate sections. Once the deliverables have been defined in the WBS, the tasks required to produce each deliverable should be defined. I have included a tool to help you create your task list. It's called the Task Gantt blank sheet in your Capstone Toolkit. I suggest you create a copy of the sheet and work in the copy. That way you can delete the copy if you want to start over. Right-click on the Task Gantt blank sheet tab, select Move or Copy. In the Move or Copy pop-up, check the box for Create a Copy and select which sheet you want the copy to be next to. Click OK. In order to include some functionality I desired, I needed to include some information in a settings sheet in the Capstone Toolkit. You'll see the tab for the sheet close to the Task Gantt blank tab. You shouldn't have to change anything in this sheet, but you can customize it if you want. For now, you can probably leave things as they are. This is what the task list part of the Task Gantt blank sheet looks like. Here's how I suggest you go about creating your task list. I would start with your first objective and go through the deliverables in order. If the deliverable is straightforward without multiple tasks, you can just list the deliverable name in the task short description field. If multiple tasks need to be completed, give each task a short name in the task short description field. Give each task a unique ID number. I suggest starting with number 1 and use sequential numbers from there. The actual ID number doesn't matter much, it's just an ID. If you need to make changes later, ID numbers will get out of order, but it doesn't matter. The ID numbers are just a way to keep track of the tasks if they need to be related to each other. Select the task group for each task. I suggest associating tasks with the appropriate objective. Each task needs a duration. That goes in the column called Planned Workdays. How many days do you think it will take you to complete the task? Enter that number in the Planned Workdays column. If you're not sure how long it will take, just make your best guess. This can always be changed later, and all the dates in the sheet will automatically be recalculated. If you don't enter a number, the formulas in the sheet will assume it will take 1 day. If another task needs to be completed before the current task starts, then the ID for the other task needs to be entered in the dependency ID column. When you have dependencies, you don't need to specify a start date. The start date will be automatically calculated for you depending on when the previous task is scheduled to be completed. If you update the schedule, the new dates for the task will automatically be calculated. If the task doesn't depend on another task to be completed first, then you can enter an independent start date. This can just be an estimated date. The date can always be changed later. Go through each objective and each dependency and add tasks in this manner until all the tasks for your project have been added to the list. As you enter all this information, the planned start and planned end columns will automatically populate with the projected start date and end date for each task. Once the task list is created, you can sort the list so the tasks are arranged in chronological order. Click on the button in the Plan Start column. Select the option to sort oldest to newest. Project summary information is displayed along the top of the Task Gantt blank sheet. You can see an overall start date, an overall end date, and a task count, along with other information. If you scroll to the right of the project list, you will see a graphical representation of tasks organized by dates. This type of chart is called a Gantt chart. The name is not important. It's just a nice way to see how the tasks of a project line up according to date. Your assignment is to create a sequenced task list and timeline for your project in a copy of the Task Gantt blank sheet of your Capstone Toolkit. Submit the sheet in Canvas. That's all we'll do in this video. Once you complete your sequence task list and project timeline, you have completed all the steps to create your project proposal. Address any feedback from previous assignments. You will find an assignment in Canvas where you can submit your complete project proposal. There is more to come next semester when we start working on your capstone manuscript. That's the reference for this presentation.